Chapter 30. Amelia's day truthfully not having good start. Last night her mind was filled with certain blonde that just come home, and thanks to that she cannot slept no matter how hard she tried. And thanks to that she almost too late to do her ritual morning to talk with the lesser spirits. As matter of fact, she got awoken by strange scream that come out of nowhere. Normally she would goes to there immediately to make sure everything is okay, but since there was no explosion or burst of magical energy, courtesy to Aaron, she thought it not much of problem and thus walked to garden to do her ritual in instant. It was part of contract after all, and spirit contractor always keep their promise. But even so it still not cure her from her sleepy state. And push away certain blonde from her mind. Seriously. What in name of spirit that just happened last night? One moment she saw Aaron coming, and then suddenly her brain remember about the lesson she got last afternoon, only this time it replaced by her and him. This is Rem's fault. Amelia huffed as she recalled their talk yesterday about men and women. And how to make a children. This is her fault to make very detailed lesson. It was not, she knew it was not, to be honest, but she can't help it. She want to blame someone, and the blue-haired Oni for some reason make a good target. If only she knew the truth. What's wrong, ya? Puck, who hovering on her side, asked, you seems flustered about something. And nothing, Puck. Amelia denied on reflex in instant. I just thought of something unimportant. She said. It related to Aaron, isn't it? The choking sound that come out from Amelia's throat resembled bird that squawking in indignant manner. Puck. Amelia squeaked with pink tinted her cheeks. What? It's true, right? Puck asked as he smiled in amusement. It's not hard to guess, to be honest. He let out snicker as the half-elf sputtered in embarrassment. He can't help it, his daughter really cute when act like this after all. Though it also make him brooding slightly as he recalled the girl's situation. Does she fancy him? Question from his fellow artificial spirit crossed inside his head once more, and he scrunched his eyebrow. At that time he answered no, there is no way Amelia fancy Aaron Pendragon. How could she? She doesn't even know what love is. It like asking 8-year-old children, are they in love to someone? Puck aware that Amelia will grow in future, but certainly it will be quite long. She is young, only her body that mature, but she not even pass her preteen in mind, that is why he did not worry about boy or something like that. No, he is more focused to make sure she grow properly and become strong girl. He don't want her to break when the truth come after all. However, after what happened few days ago, Leah did not love him, she admire him greatly, she see him as role model and goal. That was what he told himself when he saw how his daughter practically preen when Aaron praise her, how her eyes sparkling and her emotion fluttering when he approve how she act. An ideal. That was what Aaron Pendragon to Amelia. It was a bit bothering, to be honest. The boy no, the man is not someone that good to be used as role model. Make no mistake, the man is not a bad person, he is not some lunatic or deranged man. He is kind, playful, careful, and also quite sharp, better than most people Puck ever seen, to be honest. But at same time he is also cold, uncaring, and cruel. Puck still remember when Aaron told them how he will ambush the reinforcement of which cult that coming. He remember how his emotion was so cold and dark, so eager to spill blood, like a beast that thirsting for flesh. At that time he was truly more a monster than men. Just remembering it was more than enough to send chill to his spine. Not many that capable to make him feel fear, at least not at this age. Puck dare to claim that he is one of the greatest being in the world currently, and yet he feel truly afraid to man that not even older than his paw. It greatly bother him, and he did not tell Amelia about it because he don't know how she will respond to that particular news. And in the end Puck did not approve Amelia's admiration to Aaron Pendragon, and he about to tell her everything after they finish fighting Hakugiai and goes back to village. But that changed greatly when Aaron Pendragon pulled that sword. Puck-sama, here is your egg. Puck broken out from his stupor when bowl of egg served in front of him. Briefly he spare glanced to the pink-haired maid that now serving his daughter and internally quirked his furry eyebrow. The girl emotion is still same as yesterday, filled with conflict and disturbance. Mixture of disappointment, sadness, and despair, yet hidden among those dark emotions is raw and pure determination. Good emotions and mindset, but sadly that determination is born from desperate emotion. It is like a candle that flickering as the only source of light that preventing the darkness to swallow her. It wasn't good sign, to be honest. Any positive emotions that born from desperation is never a good sign. It is indication of hopelessness and someone that already in corner of their sanity, only few steps away from breaking. Puck was slight conflicted. It is not his problem. Whatever happened to Ram is clearly something that private, seeing there is nothing happen in the house lately. Bringing this up will only make her upset as well. However, after living for nearly a year in some place that serve him with sincerity and good intention, it is hard to not feel something about it. Not to mention Ram interaction with that man is the best entertainment he have for many decades. Maybe I should tell Aaron about this. The man probably would suspect something off with Ram. He is not stupid after all, and if he know just how troubled the Oni is, he could approach thing better. Just like how he make the young sister feel better after all. Yeah, he will do that. It will make him get small role and do something to help after all. He will tell the man when he speak to him, privately. He have a lot of things to speak with him after all. Where's Aaron and Rem? Amelia asked when she noticed the duo that mentioned not among them, and she also recalled in this morning she did not see Aaron practicing as well, something that he always done in morning. Indeed. Roswell drawled as he glanced at Ram, who serving alone. His dual-colored eyes briefly scanned the table, finding Beatrice and Puck seems not care that much save for Amelia. Where are they? Ram did not see Aaron Sama this morning. Ram answered, but Ram did see Rem. She's appear to be excited. Her face show mixture of puzzled and elated expression. She finished all the works quickly before going to her room. Excited? Amelia murmured in confusion. About what? Speak about the devil or Oni in this case and she shall appear. The door to dining room pushed open a bit loud than usual, getting attention from everyone. They all see the blue-haired Oni come in with bright expression that almost blinding for some reason. Sorry for being late, Roswell-sama, Amelia-sama. Rem have pleasant business to do moment ago. Rem said happily. Pleasant? Everyone thought questioningly. Rem simply smiled at their bemused look before she turned around, looking to something behind her. Come on Aaron-sama, your breakfast will get cold. Can't I eat in my room? An entirely unfamiliar high-pitched voice come out from the blue Oni back, making everyone blinked in surprise and confusion. Didn't Aaron-sama said it better if you come and present yourself to everyone at once so it won't waste time? I take that back, it sounds horribly bad thing to do. Now can I go back to my room? Rem smiled become widen if possible, and her breath momentarily get heavier. Her blue eyes sparkling with mirth as she takes steps forward and move her hand. Nope. Then before the unfamiliar person can run, Rem scoop him up like a baby carried by their mother, making him let out squawk. Rem. What are you dash? Rem then spun back to everyone and proudly present what she hold. Amelia almost got heart attack when see what the Oni have in her arms. It was a cute boy, appear no older than 11 or 12 years old, having familiar golden blonde-colored hair complete with a single strand that stand out among the other. The green forest-colored eyes that wide and shimmering from the unshed tears, his frilly white shirt with tie and long black pants, and his lips that wavering, they make him look so adorable. Put me down Rem. He ordered as he squirming slightly under the Oni firm grip while trying to look as dignified as possible, and he horribly failed at that. I can stand by myself. In response the blue Oni decide to do the opposite of what he said and hug the small blonde tighter while letting out small noise. Lie, if Rem put Aaron-sama down he will go back to his room. She replied with small squee. At this rate doing such thing would be useless. Aaron said while flailing under her grip, the cat already out from the bag after all. So let me go. You're squeezing me. Kia. Aaron-sama. You're so adorable. Rem squealed and tightened her clutch on him. Heg. Your chest. Rem. Your chest. They're pressed to my head. Everyone only can stare at Rem and the flailing boy with incredulous expression, their brains still processing just what they actually see right now. Even Beatrice, who always composed, left speechless at the sight. Rem. Amelia called with stammer, her wide eyes never leaving the boy who struggled under her grip. That child. You called him. Yes. Rem nodded exuberantly, her nostril flared a little. This boy is Aaron-sama. She declared while lifting the boy like a doll. The little blonde raised one hand while putting deadpan expression. Yo. He greeted flatly, and Emmy before you start yelling. He added quickly when the half-elf mouth opened, I will explain the situation while eating. He told her, now Rem, please kindly put me down. Of course Aaron-sama. Rem purred while sniffing his blonde hair for a second. Aaron shuddered as he put back to the ground. He wastes no time to bolt away from Rem and goes to nearby chair. He briefly struggled when trying to take the seat due to his short height but managed to in the end. He pat his pants in satisfaction and put smug face for a moment. That expression died though when he looked up and realized the chair was too short for him to reach the table properly. Does Eren-sama need help? Rem asked from behind him. Yeah, can you switch my chair with taller one? I can't reach the table. Unfortunately we don't have taller one, however we do have something that can be used to support you. Their snicker come from certain direction and Eren immediately glared at it. His glare intensified when found the one who let out sound was Roswell. The clown-themed magician holding one hand over his mouth with shaking shoulder. Oh shut up you stupid clown. He grumbled darkly. Eren-sama, would you stand up please? Eren looked behind and see Rem carrying pillow. He nodded before hopped down from his place, allowing the maid to put it to the chair. He about to climb it once again but pair of hand caught and lift him up, then placing him back to chair. He glanced and see Rem's smiling face, feeling his cheeks warmed, he turned away his face and frowned, it come out as pout to be honest, I can get here by myself. Rem no, Rem just want to help. She replied kindly. I don't need your help for getting to the chair. He said indignantly with glare to emphasize his point. Judging by how the blue Oni eyes sparkle for a moment it clear that his anger only amused her further. Aware of this, Eren scrunched his lips and turned back his gaze to the table. Only to find this time everyone stare at him with amused and funny expression, even Beatrice also smirked. What? He asked with mixture of confusion and indignant, what are you all looking at? What he did not aware is everyone look amused because the single strand of his hair that stand out twitching, it moving almost like a dancing bean when he crossed his arm and glaring at Rem. And truthfully it take everything they have to not laugh aloud and settle for smiling instead. To see Eren who were usually composed and like gentlemen behaved like children, literally with his appearance, and it not helping that he is cute boy to boot, throwing tantrum is too much. Nothing. Puck the one who answered, his feline face expressed humored emotion, nothing Eren. Why don't you tell us what truly happened? Yes, yes. Emilia nodded quickly, her face set to straight expression albeit her eyes gleaming with mirth. Frankly it take a lot from her to not squeal like Rem at the sight of his hair that twitching like dancing pole, tell us how could you be? Like this? The small blonde narrowed his eyes, he about to press the issue however he felt that will be like opening can of worm so he let it slide and huffed his cheeks petulantly. Well, to be honest. Eren pursed his lips in thoughtful manner, I don't know why I turned into this. He said, gesturing to his chibi state, I do have some idea though. What is it? Roswell asked. The demi-servant glared at the clown for a moment before answering, you all know that my armor and sword is bonded to me right? Yes. Emilia nodded. Truthfully they're not the only things that bonded to me, however ever since I stepped into this land, I found they are out from my reach for some reason. Frankly Eren was in panic this morning, like really panic, not just he ended up as child but how to explain his change to everyone without telling them his real origin. This is worse than having Yamaha VMAX found out openly by them. Fortunately for him after thinking for an hour, another fortunate things that he have 2 hours before breakfast start, giving him enough time to come with good reason, he found that perhaps the motorcycle could be used in certain way to make proper lie. Another. Emilia eyes widened visibly, you have another weapons with you? Like Excalibur? She asked with enthusiasm, Puck and Rem perked up at this, even Roswell and Beatrice also show interest. Excalibur is an exception. Eren answered instantly, it is not something that can be compared to other, it's special in its own way. Which is true, even among other noble phantasm that legendary like Brahmastra, Rangaminiad and even Enuma Elish, Excalibur is still special. It is sword that not just destroy but brought hope and salvation, a holy sword that forged by every wishes of the mankind as the core. Nothing can be more beautiful than that, even Gilgamesh himself acknowledged Excalibur superior than most of his treasures save for Ea and Enkidu for personal reason. I see. Emilia said with mixture of uncertainty and disappointment. By this point it should be obvious, last night I'm trying to get access to one of my belongings and I did manage to get one. After that I went to sleep and this morning I awake being like this. Eren continued while gesturing to his body. Is that so? Emilia put thoughtful expression after hearing the explanation, that face though changed quickly into concern, then are you okay? I mean, your body being like that? Is that permanent? No, I don't think so, I do feel more tired than usual but... Eren flexed his fingers as if he testing his body, I probably going to be back like normal tomorrow. That is good then. Emilia let out small sigh of relief, glad that Eren will return to normal. Not like it was bad thing for him to turn into young like this, as matter of fact he is cute. And... Well, if he stay as kid permanently, then it would cause commotion in future with the royal selection. She must have stay focused to the main priority, no matter how tempting it is to have Eren stay small. For some reason she had the urge to glomp him and never let him go from her room. She feel her face heatened at that image and quickly banish it. Now is not the time for thinking of such thing. Okay. She squeaked out, louder than normal and make everyone stare for a moment, so. She coughed lightly to regain her composure. What kind of thing you bring? A ride. Eren answered, making everyone blinking. It is something that can be used as transportation machine. I try to access one of my rides so I can go to capital and here in shorter time since I would be busy in future handling things. He elaborated. I see. That certainly will be useful, yes. Emilia murmured. As one of major figure in Lugnica, Eren certainly will be busy and got called if something happened. Unlike the royal candidate that's still uncertain which of them will be king, Eren's existence is pretty much confirmed already. His opinion and presence will be necessary and used to improve the kingdom condition. Where is your ride? Out from my reach. Eren said flatly, in this condition, I can't do anything. Not even call my armor. He already tried before, summoning his armor and Excalibur, none of them answer his call, and I also lost my strength apparently. He added with sigh, all in all he is as good as normal children now. Are you okay? Emilia asked in concern. I mean, you seem so. I'm fine, Emmy, it just. Eren pushed his lips into thin line for a moment. I did not expect to be so weak like this. Welcome to normality, oh your diviness. Roswell commented with amusement in his voice, try to get used with it. Fuck you in the ass, you dirty clown. Eren/Eren-sama. Emilia and Rem chided in loud voice simultaneously. The little blonde blinked, taken back by the sudden yell from his friends. What? Your language. Emilia said with glare, that was so crude. You shouldn't said such words. Rem nodded in agreement. Rem agree, Eren-sama should not use that kind of words, it is unbefitting for someone like Eren-sama. Eren stared at the duo with mixture of bemusement and incredulity. What with them? He knew they often chide him when he swear but they never yell like this. As much it amuse us to see Eren-sama predicament. Roswell chuckled, prompting glare from the little blonde, I have some eating to say to everyone. This make everyone shift their attention to the clown magician, albeit Puck and Beatrice not appear to be interested very much. What is it, Roswell? Emilia asked. The first thing I want to say is, about Kingdom of Gustico. Roswell stated, making Emilia and Eren look at him with more interest than before. While Emilia-sama probably doesn't know it, I'm sure Eren-sama has heard about it. The King of Gustico. Eren grunted, I did not know much since I'm busy with meeting nobles and other things, but I do heard the gossip. The King of Gustico will coming here at next weekend. He informed the half-elf, originally we want to held celebration party at this weekend for defeating the Hokugi, official one since the one we attend at Priscilla's was her private party, but since king from another kingdom wished to visit it got delayed with purpose to make things more prudent. Indeed, it also to show the world that Lugnica is strong despite it has been weakened and without royalty for years. Roswell stated with smirk, after all, what is better welcome party than celebrating for slaying beasts that has terrorized the world for 400 years? Politic. Emilia said with small frown. Eren let out snort while Roswell gave a praising gaze to the silver-haired girl for a moment before he nodded, indeed, politic. He confirmed, and speaking about the king, the Gustico's king is actually new as well. Not just that but the king is female, and she just got crowned few months ago. This make Emilia and even Eren look surprised as they pay more attention to the clown than before. Another female king? Emilia spoke aloud, her face showed bemused expression. And what is wrong with female king? Eren asked with small look, you're also candidate to be king, and you are obviously woman. I know, it's nothing like that. Emilia huffed, it's just a surprise. She muttered, not to mention she also knew, few months ago. Well, unlike other kingdoms, the king of Gustico is chosen by the spirit that dwell in there, Oddglass, the spirit of water and one of 4 great spirits. Roswell informed. The spirit of water? Eren tilted his head, this was new to him. The information about 4 great spirits is not much to be honest, even Puck who is one of major character also surrounded by mystery save for his power. He knew the name of the 4 great spirits but their ability or elements is unknown to him, by any mean. Was she canine like spirit and female? He asked to Puck. Yes. Puck confirmed with blink, face show surprised expression. How do you know that? Well, you are male and cat, and you also manipulate fire. So I just assumed that the water must be opposite of you. Aaron answered honestly. That was racist. Racist. Puck complained with cute glare as he waved his paw that somehow curled to fist. Just because I'm cat and male doesn't mean my opposite is dog and female. But it does, right? In response, the cat spirit threw ice cube from out of nowhere and hit Aaron in the face, making the blonde yelped. Somehow it feels so satisfying doing that. Puck commented with grin. I'm just making assumption. Not need to throw ice to me. Aaron protested with huff while rubbing his cold cheek. Anything you can tell us about her or other spirits? Not much. To be honest, I don't know much about the other spirits since I barely interact with them. I had meet with each of them, but that's it. Puck said with shrug. Muspel, the spirit of earth, doesn't like to talk much and mysterious. Zarestia. The cat eyes darkened slightly. Don't even think to approach or talk with her. She is not spirit that like mortal. Even among spirits she is infamous for her aggressive nature. How aggressive? Amelia asked with small frown. I don't think spirits that regarded as one of great spirits could be so. Leah, trust me. You don't want to meet with her. Puck warned his surrogate daughter strictly. She will kill anyone who enter her domain, regardless of race and age. He declared gravely, Zarestia is dangerous. She is not spirit you can talk with. There's no reason for her behavior. She kill for the sake of killing, nothing more, nothing less. The feline spirit paused and chomped his food, munching it for a moment before swallow it. Among other spirits, she is feral to the core. Calling her monster perhaps is more suitable. Aaron narrowed his eyes and pushed his lips. For being like Puck, who will destroy the world if Amelia no longer exists to call other being a monster. Just how bad Zarestia is. Anyway, for Oddglass. Well, Oddglass is the most eccentric, frankly. Puck shifted the topic and answered the main question. Among others, she is the one who very close to mortal and often socialize with them. Is that so? Aaron hummed with curiosity in his voice. She sounds like benevolent spirit. I don't know about that. Puck shrugged. Last time I visit Gustico it was 8 or 9 years ago. He then put puzzled expression, or was it 10? He murmured, anyway, it's been a while so I don't remember. I see. Aaron rubbed his chin thoughtfully. Is there anything else you can share to us, Rose? Nothing important. Roswell said easily. There are few, but they're only trivial matter. We can discuss them later. Now to another knees. He smiled and clapped his hands together in table and look at Amelia. The greenhouse project that you and Aaron-sama suggest has shown fruit. The clown magician informed. It already tested as well by me personally. The crops still grow even in middle of snowy weather that's similar like winter season. Really? Amelia appeared to be happy hearing the news. That is good. So we can expect it to be applied to Kingdom, right? Indeed. Roswell nodded. I already give the proposal to the Sage Council, and right now they are discussing about it. The result is still not complete, but rest assured, I'm very sure it will be accepted. You make sure we're going to get credit from it, right? Aaron asked with quirking eyebrow, and I'm not talking about money but the support from nobles. While it's true they will get money from this, but that is not their main goal. It was to seek for others and get them to support their camp. Of course I do. Roswell said genially. Rest assured, Amelia-sama right now is the most popular candidate among the others. Not just in civilian but nobles as well, I mean it in both way. He stated, although it is safe to say that most of them thought highly of you, Amelia-sama. Are really? Amelia said while blinking, surprise evident in her voice and face. Your participant in bringing down Hakugiai and appearance in the parade last week make you very appealing in public eyes. Roswell informed with amused voice. Frankly, that is still not enough to make those who lurking behind their wealth to like you. It does make you hard to be blamed or framed, but it not make you completely safe. Then he grinned and give look to Aaron. However, the support from Aaron-sama, this greenhouse project, and his idea for new training device for military make them very reluctant to cross you. Many even now started to support you, few even wish to meet you personally. Meet me? Amelia asked in shock while pointing to herself. Me? They do not wish to. She trailed and looked at Aaron, who stabbing his food with glare as he seems having hard time to cut the meat properly. It nearly make her cooed, but she quickly resist the temptation and stay focused. You're the one who will become king, so of course they want to meet you. Roswell answered. They want to see what kind of person are you personally. I see. Amelia replied with thoughtful face. Truthfully, she already knew something like this will happen. As one of royal candidate, there would be nobility wish to meet her. That was to be expected. When they want to meet me? Roswell eyebrow furrowed at the question. Aaron noticed Puck also show surprised look for a moment. I was about to delay our meeting, but seeing your seems not bothered, then I can arrange the meeting. Roswell said while tapping his chin. How about in next 4 days? It would be in here, of course. You're the future queen after all. 4 days. Amelia muttered while scrunching her eyebrow. That is doable, I guess. It is decided then. Roswell stated with grin. Knew another thing. This noon I will leave and won't return until the next 3 days. Again? Amelia tilted her head. Lately you often spending time outside. Will, it can't be helped. Roswell said in amused voice. It because Amelia-sama attract so many attention, and I am the one who work as your sponsor. He let out small sigh. There's so many people that wish to talk about you. You just get busy recently, you bastard. Before the parade you were going off somewhere to make plot. Aaron thought with scorn. Ah. Amelia's face turned to troubled expression hearing that. Then are you okay? I mean, do you get enough rest? Rest assured, Amelia-sama, I'm perfectly fine. Roswell let out nonchalant laugh. I appreciate your concern, but in my youth I had tighter schedule than now, so I'm fine. I'm sorry for troubling you so much. Amelia said in mixture of shame and gratitude. You've done so much for me. My, to hear such heartful gratitude. Roswell bowed his head a bit with understanding face. Don't make big fuss about it, Amelia-sama. I know what I will face when I support you, so this is not unexpected. Nonetheless, you still have my thanks for helping me. Amelia replied with strict look. If it weren't for you, perhaps I wouldn't be here now. She murmured softly. You're the one who chose me, a half-elf with appearance that exactly like the witch. You didn't care slightly about such thing, and for that, you have my gratitude. Roswell smiled. His eyes show grateful and jovial emotions. Well, if you put it like that, I guess I only can accept it. He chuckled. You're welcome then, Amelia-sama. Just make sure you become great king in future. I will. Amelia declared, voice and expression firm, there glint in her violet eyes. Good, that eyes is very good. Roswell nodded with approving face. Though speaking about eyes, I feel someone trying to make hole in my face with his eyes. He stated while looking to certain direction. Amelia blinked. She followed the magician gaze and found certain small blonde glaring at Roswell as if the man is demon from hell that want to destroy the world. Aaron. She called. Why are you glaring at Roswell? I hate his voice. Aaron replied darkly. His voice? Amelia repeated with bewildered expression. What is wrong with Roswell's voice? His existence itself is wrong. Aaron hissed. The irony that he is the one who intruded this world wasn't lost to him, but he simply doesn't care. My, what a scary expression. Roswell laughed in genuine amusement. Not need to be so angry just because Amelia-sama praised me. Jealousy is unbecoming of you, Aaron-sama. The blonde face flushed. I'm not jealous. He hissed, not unlike a cat. The single strand of his hair started to twitch once again. Aaron, are you jealous to Roswell? No, I am not. Aaron growled while clenching his spoon. Why the hell I supposed to jealous at him? He pointed to the magician. Maybe because you don't like it when I get pranked? Roswell offered with smirk. Aaron opened his mouth to protest, but he clicked it shut when realized that was true. And unfortunately for him, that response only made the accusation sounded true. Oh, Aaron. Amelia let out soft voice. She feels slight warm inside her chest for unknown reason. The idea of Aaron is jealous when she praise another person make her feel giddy. You're not bad too. I mean, not need to be jealous. You are dash. I am not jealous. Aaron yelled with anger in his voice. In his normal form perhaps such act will struck fear to whoever he talked to, but in his current appearance? Most of them thought it was cute, and the hair that keep dancing on top of his hair not helping his case. Realizing that everyone is amused then believing him, Aaron let out growl that not unlike kitten and he huffed. He promptly hopped down from his table and glared at everyone, mainly Roswell who grinning like Cheshire Cat. I'm not jealous. After shouting that he turned away with harumph and started to leave. Wait. Aaron. Wait. Amelia called while standing from her place, however the chibi blonde ignore her and keep walking. Aaron, you dash. Shut up, Emmy. You're nincompoop. The half-elf gawked at the sudden insult. She watched in mixture of shock and incredulity at the blonde who slammed the door close, albeit it not loud since his strength practically almost non-exist, and leaving. There's silence in the dining room as everyone stare at where the de-aged man moment ago. Then after few seconds, it broken by loud laugh from Roswell and Puck. Rem and Ram also giggled and even Beatrice let out snort of amusement. Unsurprisingly, Amelia is the only one who not look amused, and she also have small frown on her face. That was not nice. She speak to Puck and Roswell, who laughed in chiding manner. Teasing Aaron like that? It wasn't nice behavior. She expect better from Roswell and her surrogate father, seriously. But it's so much fun. Roswell laughed. To be honest, I was having hard time to keep my face straight when he angry. Especially with his hair that looked like dancing tree. Puck added with cackle, come on Lia, it was harmless joke, no need to be angry. He said hastily when noticed his daughter crossing her arms. Puck Sama is right. Roswell stated with chuckle, Bessie you can't deny it was Fuan right? Amelia feel her lips twitched to upward slightly at that. She will be lying if she said no, fun was not enough to describe it, to be honest. The sight of Aaron's pouting face and hot glare was so cute. Some part of her want to abduct and bring him to her room and treat him like little baby just so she can see his reaction. And you can also say this is payback for numerous time he tease you. Amelia's mind briefly wandered to the many times when Aaron tease or use her as a joke, reference then to the small blonde pouting face. She unconsciously let out small snort. This make Puck and Roswell explode into another burst of laugh. Meanwhile, our small protagonist blonde currently sulking in his room, swiping his cell phone while grumbling incoherently in his bed. Stupid Emmy, so easy to be tricked. Fucking Roswell, manipulative and body stealer leech. He don't know why, but for some reason it bring very unpleasant feeling to see that clown smile. And why the fuck not? That man has been nothing but manipulative and asshole ever since he come here. Pushing every single of his button. And what make it worse, he got praised. Complimented. It as if he is some kind of saint. Fucking crazy clown. Thankfully he won't see him for the next few days, even if they only meet again after a moment. No, Aaron think it will be better if they never meet anymore. For that damn leech and his own good sake. Who know, the next time he might actually kill him for good. Asshole. He let out small huff and shook his head, thinking about that damn leech won't do any good, it only going to make him more angry. Waste of time and unhealthy, that bastard not worth it. He tapped his cell phone and stared at it for a moment. It truly been a while since he have time with the device alone like this. He was very busy in last few days and hardly touch it. He let out small snort at the ridiculous thought. Hardly touch his cell phone. Bitch please, in past he always bring his cell phone anywhere. Heck, he even rather lose his laptop than it. The thing already almost like part of him, always there and be used. But ever since he come to this world he barely use it, and he can't find the reason why he had to truthfully. While true his cell phone can be used greatly like recording voice or something like that, it wouldn't be too effective with the world filled with magic. He can't just use it randomly lest he got accused by faking the recording voice, since his cell phone is dubbed as Mattia and magical device, which mean it could be used in certain way while in reality it is not. He let out sigh when he said this cell phone is more like diary, he did not lying. That is what his cell phone now, a diary, object that function for him to vent when he have no one and also as reminder of everything that he went through. He briefly thought to play Angry Bird but found not in mood. He decided to open his gallery while playing music, Inuyasha's Lullaby to be precise, to soothe his anger. He stared at the collection of pictures in there, from the most recent to the latest. He briefly smiled when saw a picture of his friends that huddled together, clad in their own costume during the cosplay show. Handy dressed as Sasaki Kojiro, Nathania as Monica Sagiu, Jason as Shiro Amiya, Jenny as Rin Tosaka, and him as Saber. He shake his head. This was just before they enter the show together. He won't say they're best friends, except for Nathania, she stuck with him since high school after all, but they are friends that unique in their own way. It was quite hard to find fellow that like type Moon without sounded like a full otaku. His eyes fell to Nathania for a moment, remembering the time he spent with her when he had crush on her before he swiped the picture away, looking for another. After few swipes he blinked when he caught unfamiliar kid in his gallery. It was cute little girl, at age of 4 or 3, wearing pink polka dot dress, having round styled black hair with the top tied to upward direction. One thing caught his attention the most. It was her bulging cheeks. He nearly cooed at the sight. What a cute girl. Who is this kid? That kind of cheeks. Aaron feel his fingers twitching as he chuckled. He always have soft spot to little kid. Still. Why did I have her picture in my cell phone? He thought confusedly as he stared at the girl. Not like he did not appreciate it, but having picture of unknown little girl in your gallery is very unsettling. It was one thing if the girl is grown up but a 4 years old. That was entirely different matter. He frowned, this is clearly taken by him, but why? He swiped picture and much to his surprise, he found more of her photos in his gallery, he even take picture together with her and Angel. Further searching showed that there are a lot of her pictures in his gallery, there even photo of her with his uncle and aunt. This imply he know her, and family perhaps judging by how the girl carried by his uncle. And yet, who are you? He asked in low voice to no one. He have no recollection about her in his memories. Not in the slightest. Not even her name. Who are you talking about, Eren-sama? The small blonde jumped a bit in his bed when familiar voice reached his ears, he quickly spun and finds certain blue-haired maid stood behind him with curious face. Quickly Eren closed the gallery and lock his phone and give nervous look to her, Rem. Since when you're here? Just a moment ago. Rem answered with smile. The small blonde feel relief at that before he narrowed his eyes, and you did not knock? Rem already did, but Rem got no answer, so Rem decided to come in to ensure Eren-sama is fine. Eren blinked at that, she did. He didn't hear her. Was he really that distracted? Oh well, it doesn't matter anyway, I see. He coughed lightly, why you come here? Is there something you need? Rem come here to see Eren-sama obviously. Of course she did. The small blonde let out small sigh of exasperation, I'm fine Remington. Eren said nonchalantly, you not need to check over me. That was not the impression Eren-sama give moment ago. He narrowed his eyes at the maid, glaring at her slightly, I'm not jealous if that what you tried to say. Of course. She smiled in humoring manner, Rem perfectly aware of that. Are you? Eren asked with small anger in his stare, he not that blind to not see the way Rem smile. Yes. Rem giggled, which only make her answer more unconvincing. Anyway, Rem come here bringing Eren-sama food. She said, gesturing to the food that she brought, Eren-sama must be hungry, you didn't finish your breakfast. Eren stared at the foods and held back gulp. Yeah, he didn't finish his breakfast since he go away before, an act that he regret since it left him starve. Yeah. He nodded, he feel his cheeks heated as he remember the event, I was a bit upset and not thinking that time. He said. He feel his cheeks warmed further when noticed the blue Oni stare seems intensifying, alright, that was bad of me leaving just like that. He admitted with huff. Rem let out satisfied nod at that, good, now here. Rem picked the plate and scooped portion of the foods, then she extended to Eren, open your mouth Eren-sama. The small blonde glanced at the maid with bewildered look, I can eat by myself. True, however Eren-sama behavior this morning is inexcusable, Eren-sama behave like a kid and can't control your own temper. Rem stated sternly, that was very poor table manner, and because of that Rem will treat Eren-sama like a children as he looks like. You're taking this way too far. He complained with exasperation, you're just trying to take advantage of my situation, aren't you? It is this or no food for Eren-sama. Rem replied, not answering the accusation. Now you use threat. Rem will not repeat herself. Now open your mouth, Eren-sama. He glared at Rem, then to the offered food, then back to her again. He keep his eyes on hers for a few seconds and making sure to show how unamused he is before huffing. You will not feed me tonight. He declared. If Eren-sama behave properly. Rem replied with smile. He shot another glare to her at that comment. Then slowly, he opened his mouth, offering it to her. The blue-haired maid giggled slightly before started to feed him, and he accepted, is it good? Eren chewing his food and shoot small look to her, the answer should be obvious, before let out small grunt, it's good. He confirmed. Rem's smile brightened and she take another slice, here another one. Both of them spending their time together in quite an awkward for Eren's case and peace after that, with Rem who constantly feeding Eren while smiling happily. Meanwhile the small blonde avoiding her gaze, the way Rem's eyes sparkling each time she feed him make he feel strange. Not like he hate it though, got feed by beautiful girl, who don't want that. By the way, what Eren-sama do before Rem come here? Rem asked. Eren glanced at her while munching his food, he swallow it before waving his phone, I'm just listening to music. Music? Rem blinked, that Mattia also able to play a song? You don't know? He asked with small surprise, I didn't tell you. No. Rem answered. Well. Eren put thoughtful face, What should he say in here? It is not playing song, more like recording someone's voice and play it. He then tap his cell phone and play some music, a lullabies to put a baby to sleep that he download from YouTube. Rem listened to the lullabies for a moment before she let out hum and follow the tune. It's beautiful, she said softly with smile. It's lullabies to make baby sleep. Aaron chuckled. Rem nodded. She can see how fitting it is. The lullabies are gentle and peaceful. Listening to it she feel her mind at ease. It was then she remembered something, a message. By the way, she said, making Aaron look at her curiously. Roswell-sama said he want to meet Aaron-sama. She quirked her eyebrow when see the small blonde face curled to scowl or pout. When the magician name mentioned, he want answer for what Roswell-sama and Aaron-sama talked about last night. I see, he said in slight darker voice as he recalled their conversation last night. Okay, tell that guy I will meet him. He brought up his cell phone and looked at the clock. It's still 11 a.m., in next 3 hours. Rem blinked in confusion at the answer. Is there any reason why Aaron-sama want to meet him that long? While the person himself is in this place right now. Because I want to piss him off dash. Language Aaron-sama. And I also want to sleep. He continued as if not interrupt. Sleep? Aaron-sama, sleeping after eating is not healthy. Rem said in disapproving manner. I will repay it with extra training after my body return to normal. Aaron said nonchalantly, I just got 4 hours sleep, it is unhealthy for boy at my age. The look that Rem give to him clearly spoke. Now you want to use your age, but he ignored it and cracking his neck once. I'm already full. He paused and let out small yawn. Maybe this body can't eat too much, what a shame. Rem simply stared at him for a moment before close her eyes and let out small sigh. Fine then, if Aaron-sama wished to rest. Perhaps it's the best decision. We still don't know how your condition truly after all. A good rest might return Aaron-sama back to normal faster. Unlikely since the installation of the new class card is 24 hours, which mean it will be tomorrow early morning, but he can't said that. Yeah, I guess. He mumbled as he fixed his pillow and laying in his bed. Wake me up later, okay? Of course. Rem nodded with smile as she finished putting the empty plate to the tray. She then walk over and sit in the bed, not far from the boy. Rem shall hum lullaby for Aaron-sama. Aaron stared at the blue-haired maid with incredulity. However he let out snort and decide to not make any comment while slipping to his blanket. Whatever. He grumbled, he is too sleepy to make any comment. Rem smiled before dragging herself closer to him, then she bent down and give kiss to the blonde kid's cheek. Aaron feel his cheek warmed an instant and touched the kissed cheek while staring at Rem with wide and questioning eyes. Isn't it normal for mother to hum lullaby and kiss her child? Rem asked with twinkling eyes. You're not my mother. Aaron retorted. Rem no, Rem practicing to become a good mother for our future children. Rem replied jovially. He don't have retort for that one. It's super effective damn it. He mumbled incoherently with blush as he snuggled to his pillow. Closing his eyes while Rem start to hum lullaby for him, he soon recognized the lullaby is the same one with his phone and dream world soon claim him. Green. No matter how far his eyes can see, green color is everywhere, followed by brown oak. This continent is filled with so much green that make him bemused for a moment. Compared to where he come from, this place look very alive. Very different. He briefly wonder is it because the pact the first king made with the great dragon they praise that make the land become fertile but decide to push that thought away. It doesn't matter to be honest, blessing of dragon or not, all in the end depend on the caretaker. The fertile land maybe play big role, but the people of this kingdom too. If they were uncaring to their surrounding then no matter how fertile and clean the land, in the end the result would be bad. How you doing back there? He turned, looking over the man that currently drive their carriage from where he sit. I'm doing fine. He informed. Really? He asked before putting sheepish face. Sorry for the small space in there, but I don't know where else to place you, those things are my source of money. It's fine. He repeated, briefly glanced to the goods that surround him. I'm not that troubled to be honest. Well. That is good then. The man give nod to him with small smile. We will arrive at the capital soon, probably in few minutes. He informed, are you sure you don't want anything else? Only ride to capital. I mean, you did a lot back there. I appreciate the offer but it is fine. He replied, I can make my own way after I arrive. Beside, what I did wasn't big deal. Lad, you face against pack of demon beast alone. The merchant exclaimed, if it weren't for you, I would be dead by now. I owe you my life. He stare at him in eyes and give firm nod. If you want something else, you can say it, no need to hesitate. I may be not as rich as those nobles, but I am funded enough. There's no need for that. He responded in placating manner, you already did enough, I was quite lost back there and don't know where to go, but thanks to you, Hoover-san, now I can go to capital. If you put it that way. Hoover let out a sigh of exasperation, fine then. He said before looking over his Earth Dragon for a moment, by the way, do you want to be dropped at the middle of capital or somewhere else? I want to go to my buyer and who know I might pass through your destination. I don't have particular place that I want to visit. He hummed and putting thoughtful face, you can go to send your goods first if you want to Hoover-san, perhaps I will know where to go from there. Want a small tour, eh? Hoover chuckled, okay, I don't mind. However, please a bit careful when we meet our buyer, okay? Why? Are they dangerous? He asked. In a way. Hoover rubbed his beard and scrutinized his eyes, the buyer is one of royal candidates. He straightened a bit from where he sit hearing that, one of royal candidates. He asked, genuinely interested now. Yep, one of royal candidates. Hoover repeated with nod, the Sun Princess, Priscilla Bariel. That piqued his interest further, Sun Princess. Why she called that? Because she have divine protection of Sunday. Hoover chuckled, it kind of fitting to be honest, she is. A bit firehead and have attitude, but mostly it because the way she carry and present herself. He answered, regal, and firm, like a sun, that is why she called that. He then grinned in slight perverted manner, not to mention she is not bad for eyes. I see. Sun Princess. He held back chuckle as he spoke the title inside his mind. To think he will meet someone with title like that the moment he step into this kingdom. Is this fate that guide him? Or is it something else? Either one is doesn't matter, no matter what he will face them with all he have. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.